Alright, let me also start the recording too, because it's fun to capture some of the pre-op game BSing, in my opinion. But my day is going well, Benek. Hope yours is going A-okay. No, I didn't devour. In our meeting, I didn't, I'm trying to think. Like, I literally just placed the units down. If there's supposed to be some scripts run with that stuff, let me know. But Devour, he's the guy that made the emu mod. We're working on trying to... If we were to have some special emu operations, I'd need the mod to do a few things, so... We'll see how things go. I'm trying to hopefully get those fixed before Pay for Pain, so I don't promise anything that I won't be able to do. But there are ways I can jury-rig things to make them work, but we'll see how things go. Elbenek saying he's been to Poland today, so I'm not sure about an okay day, but yeah. Jeez. Well, Elbenek. That's, I'm not sure how to respond to that. All right. And Osama saying he's still the real hide-and-seek champion. Awesome. But Nordic, thank you for the 18-month resub. Always a pleasure to have you on, man. Hope you keep enjoying playing Arma and watching on this channel, and hope you get a nice kick out of this little OFCRA operation. But when we push into map screen, I will go ahead and put up the prediction. And I'm debating possibly putting up some predictions for... Or not predictions, some channel point stuff for this Pay for Pain. If not, I'll try to make it for next Pay for Pain. There's a lot of different aspects I'm trying to juggle in a lot of different areas for Pay for Pain. But now that we do it monthly, it gives me more time to experiment per and per. You're predicting yourself, of course you are, Ilbenek. And I will also say, as an announcement, I'll say this later on as well. Falcon no longer plays in OFCRA, so don't rely on the Falcon bet anymore. Yeah. That was unfortunate. I'm going to keep my personal views aside from it and just, because I get both sides of the argument for that one, but I'll explain it later when we're in map screen, when we have more people around. How does one get signed up for these ops? Well, Melt, so for OFCRA, it's tied to their Discord. It's actually multi-meal. Okay. Almost forgot the exclamation point OFCRA command. So I'll do this. Now, oh, right. There is something... One second, I need to add something to that command real quick. Because I was told to also update that command with something specific. Let me bring up my conversation with NASA, who's one of the players. We intend to solve this by having individual players join the individual players channel in TeamSpeak, and then they can be sent by admins or mission makers to where they need to go. Okay. Alright, let me add that to the command real quick. Alright, cool. That as an extra note, because they changed how they, Let me actually run the command for you so you get access to it, and then... Yeah, so, in light of a few things that happened, they now have a solo players channel for you to jump into, and then they can slot you in from there. But you do have to show up a little on the earlier end, because they're about to begin with this. They're just getting, I think, the final trickle-ins. We've got about 95 players on TeamSpeak, so that lines up with the 90-plus players I have written down. I always like to be truthful about my number caps, because, you know, why would anyone lie about that? Oh, speak of the devil. How you doing, Falcon? But yeah, no, we'll see how this one goes. Nope, cap. Oh. Liru cap. I blow up my my player counts, right? Everything's a lie. Ah, well. I know Don Falcon's here. It's disgusting. Playing games since I have 4 Thursdays off. I thought you said you were going to be done with it permanently. Literally bots. I know. That's why Falcon's so good, guys. It's because he only fights bot players that are just AI with player names. It's all a scam. Just to make Falcon feel better about his shitty existence. Pancake the Screamer. You know, we have sensible names like Alex, or Fury Gamer, or Giovanni Costello, and now we have a pancake that screams. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. Cheeseburger, I mean, that one's a good one, but my god, Pancake the Screamer. I love it. Still waiting for people. I mean, there's still 12 people that haven't been slotted, but that just might be a delay in the listed player roster. But this should be a good one nonetheless. And yeah, Falcon is much more of an aggressive player, so I doubt you'll see him backlined with anyone. Why does Falcon want to be a mod? Then I have to give him perms on my Discord, which will literally take me 10 seconds. Wait, Falcon doesn't want it? Oh, hell yeah, never mind. Let's make Falcon's life miserable. 1 second. Then we can actually, like, put him to work. 1 second. Yeah. No, Don, I thought he actually wanted it. Oh, man. This is perfect. Awesome. All right, well, I hope that command ran. All right, Falcon, you get banned from one community, which means you're open to getting more responsibilities in another. There you go, buddy. Oh. I know, right? It wasn't pretty poggers of me, but I did it anyway. And I can't believe I just said that in a coherent freaking sentence. Ay. Liru, can we see a player base versus 99 skill level Imperial Knights op to kill Falcon again? You know what, GlowJ? I'll give you a deal, alright? I will add a Bully Falcon op to my roster right now, alright? Hold up. So here's the deal. I've got the milestones for pay for pain in dollars of 1,000, so I've got a few different things here. Where do you think we should put the Bully Falcon op? Should we put it at the 1,000 roster, the 2,000 roster? What do you guys think? Where should we bully Falcon? This will literally be an op where we just put Falcon by himself. He can bring whoever he wants, and we will just bully him for like an hour, maybe 2. We'll just bully him. We could make a mini pay for pain where we just bully Falcon for 2 hours. That's cruel. I love it, but that's cruel. Now, and the best part about it is I would make sure Falcon doesn't see a dime. Because I'm an asshole. Anyway, yes, Devour. Oh, I know what you can make, and I'd love to see you make it. Falcon versus players? Yeah, no, I think we do need to have something like that soon, too, because we gave the opportunity to Iceberg. We might as well give it to fan favorite Falcon. Ooh, rolls off the tongue quite nicely there. Fan favorite Falcon. No, Falcon, I never said you would. I'm just reinforcing the idea that you won't. I'm merely using you as an instrument to pay off my mortgage. Right. Anyway, we're going to start getting into the mission scenario here. Oh, okay. Don, how long did you put that timer up for? Please tell me it wasn't longer than 20 minutes. Because at this rate, I think they're going to get started within that amount of time. Exactly 20? All right, we're good. Well, okay, yeah, no, because Devour... Actually, you are Devour. My bad. He can make some really interesting horrors. I mean, we had a 40k off like a week or two ago where he made some pretty fun shit. Just, don't crash my server again. Well, no, don't crash the server again, period. There we go. Hello from Ireland? Ah, Pyreed. Oh, I'd kill to go to Ireland. That's some good old cider and Guinness country. I'm gonna be honest, not the biggest fan of Guinness, but ciders. One of my goals in the next year is to get a nice standing fridge so I can get some kegs of Magner's cider or something, whatever I can find in the States, because Irish cider is so hard to find. Or is Harp Irish? I think Harp's Irish. Harp's pretty good. That's not a cider. But hope you're having a good day, my friend. We have the plan for Paramax Day 2. Yeah, he sent me something a few days ago. I still haven't replied to him. I've been way too busy with a bunch of crazy BS. All right, well, otherwise, let's start breaking down the scenario if there is nothing else here. No, Falcon didn't crash the server. Devour did with one of his crazy little mutants, which was really cool to see, but it just, as soon as we looked at it, Thanos snapped the server. Oh my gosh, I thought that said offshore weed farm for a second. I was about to say, what the hell is that? No, I remember that, though. Yeah, Devour, I'm pretty sure it's because it was spawned in the water, and then it went into a swim animation, and then because of how you made it with its supersized skin, it freaked out, so I'm not surprised. Spiky... Virginia's really weird about its alcohol importing. Like, I can't even get certain alcohols from other states. But domestically, I have a place where I could buy kegs of Magners. But the keg is big, you know? We'll see how things go. Not even whiskey. Yeah, you gotta buy all of it domestic. I mean, it's... it's weird. Now, don't get me wrong, for unboxings and stuff, people have sent me some good stuff, but I gotta get back on the track record of that, but hopefully we'll get started on that this weekend, especially since we're gonna be doing, I'm upgrading the GoPro camera for the Plinko board. Whew. But anyway, let's start breaking down the mission. I think we've entertained each other enough here. So again, after this scenario at 8 p.m., we'll be doing the POG op, and then after that, I will be doing pay for pain stuff, developing that scenario, as well as finalizing the menu. I'm going to show you guys everything except one item on the pay for pain menu. I'm keeping that a secret. I'm going to tell you, though, it's absolutely worth it, because I will literally summon the Destroyer of Worlds. He's only shown up in my content one other time, and he is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. But otherwise, let's get into the mission here. So, it is going to be UN and Canadians here. Actually, no, the UN is just a base. It's going to be Canadian armed forces with Venezuelan paramilitary forces on Blue 4. Op 4 is going to have Wagner, which is basically a Russian PMC, operating in the north. The objectives are as follows. Whoever has control of the UN base by the end of the game gets 4 points. Blue 4 also has an ammo depot to defend over here. That is worth 3 points only if Op 4 is able to destroy it, I believe. Let me actually tab out real quick and look at the breakdown. Yep, so sabotage the ammo depot. Basically, they have to blow up the ammo crates. The capture area, I'm actually a little concerned with that and what specifically it entices. Because I'm wondering if the capture area is the meeting point, or if it is the other point here. So there's an AI and the Canadian officer's a player. Okay. Stay inside his group once meeting objectives, documents. Okay. So you can read up on all of this stuff in the document here I've provided in the mission command. I'm just catching up for my own personal sake. But there's a lot that's going on here. I just have to look into what specifically that capture point is. And that's where I am getting a little confused here. But 1 second. Got a few people poking me. But otherwise, there are 2 officers up for grabs as well that the Blue 4 guys have to be defending. One is a UN officer that's an AI. I think he's going to be at the UN base. And the other one's the Canadian officer, who I believe is going to be ground command for Blue 4. If that info was in game, yeah, Nemesis spouting the Friday Night Fights superiority there with that, are ya? Now, what I am concerned about, though, is we have a Canadian Forces mark over here, which is outside of the map border. I'm curious how they got the spawns working, because once you go outside the map border itself, you don't have spawns for a Z coefficient, so that probably has to be, like, prone right on the water or something. Fluffer's Destroyer of Worlds? Hey, if people pay for it, I don't mind making extra stuff for pay for pain, but we'll see that tonight. Assets? I know Wagner has at least a ZU-23, but we'll see what the assets are when we go in. So if you want to hold your money, or excuse me, hold your points until we load in and see everything, by all means. You still have 15 minutes to go, and we've got probably another 5 till we get pushed in. Yeah, righto, Nemesis. Can't wait to see it. I will also say, I am debating shaving off a little bit of what I do with FNF and OFCRA. Mainly because I have enough stuff from both of those communities right now. I could front log the PvP, the Arma, the Liru Shenanigans channel all the way to April right now. Not even kidding. By releasing 2 videos a day, I could front log that thing all the way to, I think, April 3rd. And that's not including what I'm going to get out of this and what I'm going to get out of Friday. Yeah, Nemesis, it literally is a PvP channel. I just have to rebrand it. But my point with that is I might start shaving off and taking 1 Friday off a month. And then OFCRA, I might... No, Don. No. Leave it going as is. Why are people... I mean, if people bet early, it's fine. But I'm debating that just simply because I don't want to have everything front logged too far forward, because that means we're going to have stuff coming out, for, like the February ops are going to be coming out in April. You know what I mean? Like, that's how crazy this is going to go. And I still have to make montages of clips, and that can probably bump me up to like the 15th of April, to be perfectly honest. It's a lot. So you might just see me start skipping out here and there. I'm not going to do it till March, until I make a decision, because I want to see what, like, by the end of the month, just how far I can push it. But we'll see how things go. All right, they're going to push us through in 1 minute, so we'll see how things go with that. But I think, just a Friday off here and there, like every month, I want to say, just so I can spend some time with Bloodwing, or spend some time on a crazy project or work on something else, I think would be a little more beneficial for me. But I've been having to do a lot of stuff, and I wanted to release a video tonight talking about it, but I think I'm going to push it to Sunday, just so I can get Pay for Pain done, MCO finished, and then I can have all of this stuff kind of, pushed out to then deal with it later, But I still want to be able to offer everything that I do to you guys, because, I do this all for you at the end of the day. And that is specifically the PvP stuff, because I don't have a player base I need to entertain, that I need to focus on. So this is literally a labor of love for you guys. But I will say, I had to spend 48 hours literally to get all of the videos. It took me... I think we got to like 93 videos after I edited 3 weeks worth of Friday Night Fight stuff, took all the highlights out, all this crazy stuff. It was interesting to say the least. So this is everyone getting transferred to the TeamSpeak channel in TFAR. Or the TFAR channel and TeamSpeak, my bad. So it'll reset everyone in a second. There it is. But otherwise, 8-minute warm-up. All right, let's quickly go over everything. So we have Blue Force spawning in 2 separate places. I just want to look at the Canadians real quick. Wow. See, I'm actually curious how they did that, because when you go outside of the map border, it usually doesn't respect the Z-axis. So I might just ask them a question of how they did that. Otherwise, you got the Canadian forces right here. Over here, we have the officer. So this guy is worth a few points to Op Force. They're able to eliminate him. But otherwise, the Canadians are basically going to be rocking M4s. We have a... ooh, that's a chunky scope on that. It's definitely a magnified optic on that Mark 11, so he's a marksman there. We've got some pilots with MP7s as well, some ammunition, and they're going to be flying in on an unarmed Black Hawk. Interesting. I don't see a camera underneath that either, so I don't really see the point of having a co-pilot, but it looks like they do have a pilot and co-pilot. All right. Not the choice I would have gone with, but hey, player base be player base. Otherwise, it's a small security team, which is good to see. But otherwise, looking at the rest of Blue 4, the Venezuelan paramilitary guys are going to be rocking some transport trucks. A 240 Humvee, an unarmed Humvee, another unarmed Humvee. Not a lot of vehicle armaments here for Blue 4. Interesting choice. Otherwise, Venezuelan paramilitaries themselves, we're seeing the RAS-21s, which I think are 5.56 weapons, and FAMASs as well. So actually, no, these, no, those are 7.62. I remember we had this conversation for the first round. So they got 7.62 rifles, and they've got FAMASs as well, some L1A1s in the mix as well, which, you know, F and FALs. They've got, you know, some with magnified optics as well, which it's really just an arrow, to be perfectly honest. They've been cable tying them and taking some of their ammo as well. Bro. This dude has a suppressed scar with an MGO sight. Or no, that's an E-clan. Okay, my bad. But still, that's a Chad gun right there. Holy crap. And then we see some M60s down on the field as well. Marksman with some RCO scopes as well. So a good mix of magnified optics, some MGs, but... That dude has a suppressed... Do you have a suppressor as well on that thing? Are you the same guy? No, you don't have a suppressor. Where did he get a suppressor? So Ezio is on the multi, by the way. He did say he was going to get a suppressor on that gun. He told me in DMs. So an interesting mix, and they've got RBR 80s for their AT, their LAT. I don't see any MAT, though. Wait, yes I do. All right, so it's in the form of SMAs. But if they have medium anti-tank in the form of SMAs, that means that Wagner probably has some heavy firepower here. Is that legal? I mean, yeah. All right, so Wagner, we're going to be seeing... I'm pretty sure they have HE rounds, too, for those AT launchers. We have Iglas in play. We've got RPG-7s. We have a mix of AKs, AK-74s. I think these are AK, the carbine version, but they're 74, so they fire 5.45. We got some M4s with 203 GLs. Some SA-58s that are tricked up with some rails and whatnot. But I'm pretty sure that's 7.62 by 39 for the SA-58. So big mix of caliber. We got some AT-4s. The Iglas are interesting, but we've got another 134 car. We've got a BTR-80 Alpha. What? And we have a towable ZU-23. Damn, Op Force stacked. That's actually... Wow. And then they got PKPs with red dots. Damn, I'd want to be Op Force for this one. Alright, let me quickly check like the UN base and stuff. Are there any vehicles in here that they can commandeer? I just see transports. We got some Hueys in play. I think these are just purely aesthetic, though. Anything at the ammo depot? Nope. I mean, we have some defensive 50 cals. Here's the ammo depot objective that they have to blow up. 3 minutes to start. Let me look back at the UN base real quick for any statics here. Got another 50 cal. I mean, the 50 can penetrate the 80 alpha, but... Damn. I don't think they can fire the ZU-23 until it's, like, deployed as well. And then the capture zone, let's have a quick look at that. It just looks heavily fortified. We have 250 cals on the rooftop area. But that autocannon is going to shred people. All right, well, let's look at the roster here. We got Lolo being Blue 4 Command, Sayak as his 2IC, Despo being the Canadian Special Forces group, with Timex, Skipu, Pancake the Screamer, what a name, Pingus and Vexen. But if he's rocking with this group, that means we might see him in FNF as well. Sizagale and Giovanni taking the chopper. CSF, the Italian group. I know they're Italian now, so I won't call them Czech anymore because I thought they were Czech. Taking the Force 1, Force 2, having Benares, Juno, and Roland. Force 3 has Anderson, Kilo, Swede, Nicholson, Cheeseburger, and Anderson with 2 S's. Okay. It's P. Anderson and C. Anderson. All right, but Cheeseburger, pretty good player there. CSF also filling in some of the 4th group here. FAWR taking 2 groups as well. Good players there. Baku is pretty good, for example. And then Callie Bishop, Johnny Depp, Ezio, who's on the multi, Barros, and Nort taking another group here. Bluck is going to be leading with Ilbanek being the 2IC. He's also on the multi, and then 2 members of FAWR, I think it's Standard, and I forget the other one, are also on the multi as well, if you want to see other POVs. We got NASA, Bob Winchester, Nubash, Shea, and Fact of the House Logic. On the first Storm group. Second Storm group has Malgrim, Midway, Damex, Adamek, Settler, and Maddie. Some names in there, like Adamek, for example, really good player. Settler, also pretty good. Zicky on group 3. He's one of the best here. I would say the best player within OFCRA. Seal William, Joda, Andre, Massacre, and Brewer. Honestly, all of those players are pretty damn good. Rigel, Demovar, Parthius, Lemur, Fury Gamer, Goatland. Again, really good group of players there. Also on Op4. Mr. White, Jonathan, Kahoo, Mancho, head honcho of OFCRA. He's the head organizer for all this stuff. Rizbo and Rick Hunter here. Always Ricky, Cobra, Lux, Nico, Sipu, and Alex. Some of those names I recognize. Some of them I think are new. PHK, really good player. Flip for Flap, really good player. Tackle Murdy, Alfred, and Haptuman. Again, great players on that group as well. Ivno, Paella? I think it's Paella. Zmel, Gaiden, Tortilla, which is just Tortilla, Daedalus, and Foosh. Daedalus is a really good player as well, and he's going to get the 80 alpha. Mission has started. I'm going to be honest, if I were in your shoes, guys, I'd bet Op4. Op4 has a really powerful roster. They have some really powerful assets. Yes, Blue 4 have some smas, but Blue 4 is going to mainly be on the defensive here. Again, they've got 2 VIPs to guard. They have to guard, I think the VIP meeting point is here. I believe this is the UN HQ. They said when the meeting is done, the documents on a certain desk will disappear. I'm going to assume that is where the VIP is. But I can't seem to find him at the moment. The rooftop. There he is. All right. So yeah, so these will disappear once the meeting concludes. So they have to basically deliver the Canadian guy here and hold this compound for 30 minutes. Now, Blue 4 is going to get a pretty nice head start here. They're going to have to get their dudes in the chopper, move it around off map. And Wagner, I don't know what they're really going to do to stop that. I don't think there's any opportunity that they have. So I would just say Op4's best bet is to immediately assault the UN base and do a sweep. Maybe send a team off to the side to go to the ammo depot. But even then, Blue 4 has to defend both the UN base and the ammo depot at the same time. I would just hit the UN base first to try to stop that 30-minute timer to eliminate both VIPs there, and then go to the ammo depot. Because if they can catch both VIPs at the UN base, makes it easier. Plus, if they kill the UN VIP early, then they also deny Blue 4 the ability to score the 6 points on successfully doing the meeting. So it's a tough call, but I think Blue 4 for now is actually holding. I think because the chopper doesn't get unlocked for another few minutes. Yeah, so they're just sitting on there and waiting. That's to prevent Blue 4 from rushing out with that chopper early on, so they just got to wait it out. which is going to let Blue 4 and Op 4 deploy on the ground here. We're seeing some forces being sent around, I think, as just scouting elements to watch for when that chopper goes through. Maybe that chopper is not allowed to go off map. It has to fly over somewhere. But if it really wants to play it safe, they would just do a wide berth here. Render distance just got buffed to 2 kilometers, so they are going to rely on long distances, meaning they are intending that BTR-80 Alpha to potentially bombard an area from range, which, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But, I mean, the SMA's max range, I think, is like a click and a half at most. So, we'll have to see how things go. Any launcher, you can push it up to, I think, 2.5 clicks before you literally start going off your monitor in terms of ranging, so who knows. OFCRA, what does it stand for? I'm going to be honest, I don't know. It's something in French. So I wouldn't be able to tell you. But otherwise, Blue 4, it looks like they're going to be aggressive with their defense, setting up a pretty large line here. I wonder if Op 4 is going to try to sneak things across the river and go around, but that would take a lot of time for maneuvering. Anything goes there. But Joby, thanks so much for continuing your gift sub. I would ask if you are here right now still, if you could get off the stream, because I could have sworn I saw someone with your name on the roster. You were one of the Czech guys, which means you'd be with Zicky. Oh, no, that's okay. That's different. My bad. No, you're fine. My bad. It was close. Just join your ranks right on, man. I appreciate it. I want to make sure that the event's fair, because then I get yelled at by the OFCRA admins. But thank you for continuing your gift sub. Hope you keep enjoying the operations, my friend, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But looking back at Op 4's tactics here, it looks incredibly loose, which is really worrisome because by spreading out this much, Blue 4 is already starting to deploy themselves. We could see some early skirmishes where Blue 4 is able to knock out some Op 4 units moving in. However, this is a territory of multiple kilometers, at least 7.5 to 8 clicks from the river to this edge of the map. So it's unlikely that anything's going to really run into each other. However, as I say that, we have one group. Wow. Oh, God. They're just going to drive. Nope, they're going to go around. That's the... I think they just noticed. Yeah, a group just drove past. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah. Why would you drive next to a forest when you can just go off the map and then hit another road? I mean, this could be, because this is an obvious bend in the road before it goes down, you have no visibility right here on that drop-off. Driver made a good call there, and that pretty much saved them, because otherwise this group would have completely ambushed them. Now, that SUV is going to outpace that Humvee very quickly, but I think this group might go for a rush play on the ammo depot. I would not be surprised if they did something like that. Hitting the ammo depot early on, they are an AT group as well, so they do have the capability to, as Op 4 sets up a battle line here to then push, I believe, to the UN base. That's a very good call, but now you have Blue 4. See, I don't know why they're going to the road if they just went off-road to cut somewhere else. But Op 4 might actually get away with a rush play here, because they're probably going to dismount on the outskirts of this area, check it out, see no movement, and then just blitz right in and take out the ammo depot early on for 3 free points. Putting them on the board in, honestly, record time for an OFCRA operation. But yeah, okay, let me quickly explain. So here they go with the dismount. They're going to have a little bit of... Oh, this is actually not the best spot here, because you don't have really any elevation on the compound itself. But I think they're doing that on purpose to stay in the low ground, but that's just going to take them more time to set up their recon properly. Oh, I'm seeing a tow gun. Blue 4 have tows. All right, so that balances out the BTR-80 Alpha if Blue 4 has a long-range AT like that. So Op 4 has to be incredibly careful moving in if Blue 4 have statics like this. But, so I'll give the full situation on Falcon while we watch Op 4 set up. So Falcon got banned for 4 weeks because they claimed that he went too far from his squad leader in the previous op, the one where he was going on rooftops and, like, blowing people away. And we'll see how things go with that. Yeah, Falcon, I did, because people have told me in the past that they like to bet on you specifically in OFCRA. So, locked vehicles have been unlocked, if any. All right, so I think Blue 4, yep, now mounting up in the chopper, they're going to move around. So, Falcon did really well last round, but in their eyes, Falcon basically didn't slot till the mission was about to start. And the reason for that was Falcon didn't want to touch any of the reserved groups on the roster, because if you look in the mission command and look at the link and scroll down, you'll see that they have a bunch of reserved groups for community. So he didn't want to join anything that was reserved, but no one then came up and told him where to go. So he just picked something that would be out of the way, so he went right under ground command for that operation. So what they actually have done now in OFCRA is the new policy for any individual players joining is you have to now join a specific channel to then get assignment. And that's why if you do !OFCRA now, I make a note of that in there. And they asked me to advertise that fact, so I think that's the second time I've mentioned it. But basically, Falcon, as we've all seen him go, is a very aggressive player. He's very mobile, and he's very quick. Now, I went back and I reviewed the footage of that operation. There were a few times where he did push that 300-meter range of his squad leader, which was ground command at that point, but it was barely. I honestly think it was a little bit of damage control for them to ban him, but at the same time, I understand what they're going for, because most people, when they join OFCRA, they're looking for the squad-on-squad action. So they don't want any individual player to have the ability to go off on their own and tap people like what Falcon was doing in that town. Granted, with some of the tactics that I saw in that operation, Blue 4 kind of deserved it because they made a lot of misplays on that town's assault. But Falcon was kind of scapegoated for that in place of the poor tactics that were chosen. Now, that's just my opinion as someone that has perfect vision on the scenario. I've already proven time and time again that communication in PvP ops is one of the most scarce, difficult resources in the game, period. But I do feel a little bit for Falcon, but at the same time, I don't think Falcon's going to be able to get what he wants out of OFCRA anymore, just because this has shown that they're going to be pretty much watching him like a hawk. Inside jokes. The only way I see Falcon getting what he wants if he goes with groups like Zickies, which are very, very aggressive like him, but they're Czech, and I doubt they speak English, so. I know, Falcon, they're really angry with you because you went like 14-0 in the last mission. Did you die last mission? I think you eventually... No. Did Falcon die? I don't remember. Yeah, you did towards the end, that was it. But I think the reason they also saw it was, Falcon, there were very few times where when the mission officially started, you were next to anyone. You were kind of just let off the leash. And that also caused you to get friendly fired by those two guys that breached you in the office building. And then I think you yelled at them for that. But it's also to prevent instances like that. So I get why that happened. It's just circumstances. A Falcon plays a certain way because otherwise he gets bored, and I agree with him. If I were to be, you know, stuck in one place for an hour and not get much, I'd be bored the same way. But a lot of people who play this event like this style. That's why it's so popular. That's why we're getting, you know, 80 to 100 players a week here. So, God, now chat's making the damn Czech jokes again. All right. Check it out, eh? So, you know, it's stuff to be expected. But that's why Arma's so great. It's because there's so many different communities out there to do so many different things. And Falcon, I mean, again, I think you'll have an easier time in Friday Night Fights. It's more fast-paced. At least it's supposed to be. It depends on who you play with, which you've learned. I know Falcon's also struggling because, you know, Scandi Recon and him had a disagreement over a charity event a few weeks ago. And now he's just trying to find a place where he can find some aggressive players. Try playing with Papega. Or try keep playing with T5 Bay, or excuse me, not Bay nowadays. Those guys are very aggressive, and I think they would really suit your style. No, Bror, do not call me a damn turtle. Hotshot, I know you as Logan. You're fine, dude. Right, you are Logan. Right? Trying to recall it properly. Yeah, me and T5 been friends since when he ended your streak. Yeah, no, T5's one of the best PvPers I've seen. I would say right now the best PvPers in Arma 3 that I've seen in this game, period, would be Severe for the tactics, T5 Bay, Falcon, a lot of people in Papega, and Ziki for just overall skill. If I were to boil it down in Papega, I would say Flux or Legal Action. But only because they've been... How would I say it? It's because we, when we see them really go at it, they're able to outperform people like King and Guy Fieri and whatnot in terms of the kill counts, but they don't play as often. So it kind of skews the data, in my opinion. I would say King... Guy Fieri and Armagesus, that trinity right there, those are the three you always gotta fear, because I would say 3 out of 5 times they're gonna rock your shit pretty hard. I love how this group's overwatching the other Blue 4 group right there. We're still having a lot of subterfuge here with everything, but Blue 4, I have no idea. Oh, okay, no, so they've actually landed back here. They got Blue 4 command right here. They're guiding them in with smokes, which is good. But Joby, thanks for giving Hotshot a sub. I do appreciate that. Hope you both keep enjoying everything. And I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. But now that Blue 4 has a helicopter at their disposal, I wonder how they're going to use that for transport. Hey, Blue. And Bloodwing's downstairs. Hey, you okay? Alright. It is almost the weekend. Yep, you're going to Katsucon. Have fun. I know, I can't wait to lock you upstairs and quarantine you and have full access to the house. Yeah, I'll put your food under the door. I'll just slide quesadillas underneath Chick-fil-A nuggets, sure. This is what it's like to have a relationship for, what, 8.5, 9 years? I've lost count again. It's over 8. It's over 8, yeah.
I'm sorry, what? Quarantine.
I'll lock you up anytime, boo. Now, I'm wondering, because we have Op4 looking up on that hill. I don't think they've seen any Blue 4 up there just yet, because they're pretty far in here, and they're not even focusing. Can you stop playing with my left bicep? Honey? I gotta work. It's okay. And I appreciate you coming downstairs and giving me some attention. Thank you. Hopefully this will be done by 5:30. Let's shoot for 5:30 for dinner, okay? You can't? Okay, gotcha. So 6 then. Alright, my bad. Bonker? Bonk.
Why? What did I do?
I don't know. You said you'd lock me up.
You were the one who said first.
But you said ditto in a slightly seductive way. I'm not going to say anything. So I think Op4 might have seen some Blue 4 movement in here, but I doubt it because Blue 4 is also pretty... Are you playing with my... Stop it. My bedhead? Oh, and these guys also have the 134 with a minigun. Yeah.
Ale mam duże przybliżenie teraz ogólnie.
You know what we could? I don't know if any of your viewers
Mhm.
And I'd love to like be like spot
I'll mention it today and tomorrow, okay? Oh, okay. Now you don't want the attention all of a sudden. You just want to fantasize about the attention. Okay.
Ugh.
Women. All right, boo.
Na górę chce? Górę chce to?
I zawróć, czekaj. Chodu, widzicie naszą trójkę.
There's nothing to shoot. We're spectating.
Dobra.
Coś na prawo, na górę? Dobra.
Tak, na prawo, na górę.
Dobra, wsiadacie?
I know.
Jesteście?
We're spectating both sides killing each other to see who wins what. Op 4 still moving up to this position.
It's gonna be really, it would be really bad.
She doesn't even know what's really going on right now.
I would just be like, so the red
So-
guys are trying to shoot the blue guys.
Yes. Yes, they are, boo. And nothing even has started yet. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself actually locally because I think the combat's going to begin. We do that because once we're in the spectator, or once people die, they get thrown to the spectator channel. We can hear them locally, and that can sometimes be an issue. Now, Blue 4 has no rear security on this group, and I think Op 4 is about to walk up and do Overwatch here.
So you're saying they don't have rear security, so they're just gonna go attack the rear.
I'll attack your rear if you don't stop.
We're disgusting.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
You good? I know.
I'm just excited to be done with the week and have something like fun happen.
I'm glad.
It's just, I don't know.
Something else fun, right? Because you've already had a few fun weekends,
No,
right?
I've had a lot of fun weekends, for sure. But this
You're
is like a
planning
whole
all your
different
birthday
thing.
parties.
I had so much fun at karaoke, but like this is different. 'Cause
Oh.
I haven't had to go. I haven't. The last time I went to a con was last summer.
I know, because of COVID.
Yeah, so I can finally like we have a house now. I can finally buy nerdy shit.
Yes, you can.
I'm sad you won't be able to come with me.
So I'm surprised. I think Op 4 heard the chopper fly overhead. We're probably about to see them. Bye, boo. No problem. Thank you for dropping by. You know the rule. If you shank it, if you shake it, I will get up and I'll shank it too at this point. What are you doing? Oh no. I misspoke. Oh, that's my pen shank. No, no, no. Jesus. Give me my pencil back.
Shake, 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 shake,
Stop
shake.
stabbing me with the
Shake,
pencil.
shake, shake, shake.
Give
So
me.
If I shake it, shake.
So she's wearing a shirt, which is a pretty lewd one of a demon getting choked. I will emanate that shirt. Give me the freaking pencil back. Okay, we're actually about to have some contact here. This will be first contact. Bye, boo. If we weren't about to have a gunfight, I would get up and smack you. In the rear. Really hard, miss. Anyway, Op 4 coming down. I'm not sure if Blue 4 and Op 4 have noticed each other just yet. This is within 10 meters. Now we're seeing them notice. Blue 4 picking off an Op 4 member. More shots going on Conan here. We got a grenade thrown up right next to Adamek. And Maddie, they take damage but don't go down. Blue 4 doing their best to hold. They're probably going to try a pullout as the rest of Blue 4 down at the base of this hill cover them. Cheeseburger getting his AT out, firing panickingly up here, doing more damage. We have another Op 4 guy down. I think that's Adamek. And now we have Malgrim firing down. Not sure if he just took anyone out. He was spraying at Anderson here. Another point of contact potentially over here, but now you got that 1-3-4 firing out, suppressing through Cheeseburger's smoke, but otherwise unable to land a hit as most of Blue 4 have gotten off this hill, but Anderson is staying put. Now he's trying to go prone, realizing that suppression's an issue, and Op 4 are also pulling back. So the concern here is we have Blue Force sending a force over on the flank with their their M240 Bravo Humvee. That could get up here and do some serious damage because this SUV doesn't have a lot of armor. It's got some bulletproof windows, mind you, but it's not a lot. So they're remounting. Where are they going to drive to, though? I think they're going to drive pulling left here. And they do have the UH-60 overhead. It might be able to track, but they need to step on the gas because that M134 SUV can outpace it completely. You've got an unarmed Humvee coming around over here as OPFOR is now backing into this forest, actually, and weaving through Blue 4. But they don't know that Blue 4 is down here, so this is just luck at this point. I'm going to quickly look back here. We see the 80 Alpha engaging with that autocannon. It's firing all the way over here at this Blue 4 group. I think it's engaging their vehicle, or at least attempting to. There's a trench line here as well that Blue 4 has dug. If I were to guess, I think they're trying to disable the vehicle to pin this Blue 4 group down here. Otherwise, it's going to fall silent. You have OPFOR getting their other vehicle right here. Blue 4 doing some minor dismounting as the armed Vic now patrols around. I think OPFOR is going to be able to get out of this area. They're firing HE because you're seeing the shrapnel of the rounds on impact. But at this range, they just can't seem to get an accurate shot. You got Archangel here trying to crawl over to find a different firing position so he could potentially shoot at that BTR. And now you've got OPFOR starting to deploy to go into that ammo dump at around the, what's 32 minus 8 would be 24. So about the 25-minute mark, they'll probably get that thing popped, which is within, an hour and 30 minutes. It's pretty quick to get points on the board, which is quite nice. Blue 4 doing a sweep left or right here. I think as OPFOR restructure their strategy here on what to do. I don't think Blue 4 is going to get close enough here to see it. They do have AT, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Also, I do apologize if, anyone coming in here that's new. Bloodway and I do like to flirt with each other on stream, so I apologize if that makes anyone uncomfortable, but I'm not going to change it. Hey, Neko, how are you doing? You told me you had a lot of stuff to do today. I hope that all went well. Hope nothing is too wrong with that. Otherwise, let's look at the rest of the roster here. So we have Massacre over here unconscious. He's been left in the Vic. I think I don't know why, but that's interesting. He's a good player too, mind you, but Blue 4 had 2 casualties up on that hill. OPFOR had 2 casualties up on that hill. Blue 4 had nothing. You got the 134 vehicle now pushing back up to that hill. But now we have the the 240 Bravo. They both are 7.62 by 54, give or take. Actually, no, that's a lie. 240 would be 7.62 by 51 NATO. PKM would be 7.62 by 54. But either way, it's a big round. Neko, go take a freaking nap, you goober. What's the amount of points that a side can get? Spiky, it depends how much is bet on the other side. I think last round for FNF, we had a 17% to 83% split, and the 17% won, so they won a lot. Oh, Maddie, I do not know how you did not see those guys. Maybe he did see them, and he's immediately moving right. Is he just going to be allowed to solo this? How have you not seen them? What? 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 What just happened? Okay, he's turned in now. Where's that AT? Oh, beautiful hit. These guys are screwed. They're pinned between 2 Blue 4 groups here in an open field. We need to see smokes popped, and they need to immediately run. They don't even know where they're being engaged from. They actually managed to take one of the Blue 4 guys out. Now you're going to have that 240 car come down and sweep this. One of the OFCRA guys knocked out. Daymax running right up to Kosh's position. Let's see who wins that fight first. And they trade. And that just leaves Midway, but he is being engaged. He's been hit multiple times. Hey, DJ. Oh, that was brutal. Writing down some highlights. All right. So Blue 4 took a few casualties there, but they were able to take out the 134 Vic on OFCRA as well as eliminate a full group. And that was the ammo cache going off for OFCRA. So now OFCRA has 3 points on the board. And they're getting their Igla out. Uh-oh. They do have a rocket in there because you can see the back of it. Rigel should be able to get an angle here because he is hovering. That UH-60's there. Hold up, another rocket hit it too. 2 rocket hits. That knocked someone out. How are you alive? There's another hit. Engine's down. Another one going in. Oh, he's not. Yeah, he's dead. Yep. He tries to bail out before. What? 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 That's not how that works. That's not how any of this is supposed to work. That wasn't a landing, dude. That thing hit the freaking ground hard. Huh. Okay. Well, that OFCRA guy's still alive right there. There's another dude over here that just... okay. I don't know what just happened, Logan. I really don't know. Let's just accept it and move on with our lives. All right, so Massacre bled out. I don't know why he was down in that car, but he was down in that car. Where were you? Just in the back seat and everyone forgot about you, or yeah. Yeah, he just had a heart attack and died. Cool. He's not Logan? Okay, my bad. My bad. I thought he was. How's the match been so far? OFCRA's got 3 points on the board. Blue 4, I think, are going to get their 6 points for having the meeting. We're hearing that autocannon firing over again. I'm looking for the meeting room again. I think it's going to be over in this corner. Nope. All right, the documents are no longer on the table, so Blue 4 have scored, I believe, 6 points for the meeting to be done in the 30-minute timer. And Blue 4 just has this outer defensive line here for the UN base. So I'm going to tab out real quick. So that means Blue 4 has 6 points, and OP4 has 3 points at the moment. So here is the deal. Tabbing back in. Blue 4 have a potential to score 3 more points. The first of it is if the... Oh! That might be the toe firing at the BTR-80 Alpha. That looked like a hit. No, it landed short. It's popping smoke now.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
That's going to at least obscure its vision. I don't know if the toe... I think the toe landed in the grass before it was able to hit this fortified line here. But we'll see if another round comes in. But anyway, Blue 4 has 6 points on the game right now. OP4 has 3. Blue 4 can still score another 7 points. 4 if they secure the compound, which I believe is the UN compound right here. If they keep that secured till the end. The Canadian officer stays in the compound till the end of the game, dead or alive, is 1 extra point. And then the supremacy bonus. Another tow round coming in. Hits short again as the smoke billow comes out to block it. And now the BTR is firing. They're getting down. Hail of fire coming in. You're seeing that inaccuracy of the autocannon itself. The tow just reloaded. They're backpacking it. Yeah, they're going to try to move it. Now, OPFOR, if they kill the Canadian officer and the UN officer, those were 2 points each, so 4 points there. 4 points for securing the compound, then 2 points for supremacy. So OPFOR could still get quite a few points here. Going to tab in and out real quick. But right now, it is looking in Blue 4's favor because they were able to get those 6 points. Arco, thanks so much for the Tier 2 resub at 44 months. I really do appreciate it, my man. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a nice kick out of this little scenario here. So OPFOR doing their best to try to put those rounds up, but it looks like Blue 4 is going to be able to get out of there. These Italian players doing a really good job trying to snipe that 80 Alpha, but both sides just cannot seem to get their accuracy in order. Now here's the thing, this OPFOR group, what they need to do is potentially swing around and hit the UN base on the south. Outflanking a lot of Blue 4's defenses here, because a lot of Blue 4's units are completely out of position here. So if OPFOR can utilize that to their advantage and sneak into the UN base, they could get a lot of casualties and even have control of that base within the next 20 to 30 minutes. Now, another thing I want to point out is 4 minutes ago, we officially entered what I like to call mid-game. I divide OFCRA into 3 segments because it's a 90-minute match. First 30 minutes are your early game, which you see a lot of maneuvering and deployment. Next 30 minutes is your mid-game, where you start to see some action, and then the last 30 minutes are your late game, where usually you see factions make their plays to get objective areas and try to hunker down wherever they can. This one's had a lot of early game combat, a lot of points being scored in the early game itself. So now we're going to see a much different mid and late game. But I think it's going to capitalize on whoever can rally forces to take the UN base first, either Blue 4 rallying to defend it, or OPFOR pushing everything in to assault it. OPFOR, they know where Blue 4's defensive lines are, so I think they're trying to sneak forces around. But Blue 4 having this force back here, it's too little for what they need to actually defend it. And OPFOR can easily send a lot of stuff right into the UN base and bypass what Blue 4 has on the outskirts. But if OPFOR, with 3 points on the board right now, if they're able to eliminate both the UN and the Canadian officer, that will get them 2 additional points, bring their total up to 7. But if Blue 4 at least keep the officer in the perimeter here, that'll give them their 7th point because his dead body will be in the compound. I wonder if OPFOR has body bags, though, and they could physically drag his body out. That'd be pretty funny. But that would tie up the game. So that would then leave it to the supremacy bonus and whoever has control of the compound by the end of the game. So OPFOR need to go in there, take control of that base, and then just turtle it for the rest of the scenario. Meanwhile, Blue 4 need to pull their auxiliary forces back, re-establish a 360 defensive line around the UN base, because hopefully they would know that they lost the ammo depot at this point. But this right flank especially is completely out of position. And I think they were doing this to just bypass OPFOR running up the edge of the map on the right, which is a really good strategy, mind you. But now they need to adjust and pull these forces back as quick as they can. Drunk Firebear giving a sub to SL Dream. I appreciate it. Hope you both keep enjoying the operations. I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Otherwise, these two OPFOR guys have linked up together. I'm not sure. Nope, Blue 4 did find their vehicle there. So by pulling it away and using it themselves, they're going to deny these two from moving into the AO. It's only a few kilometers, though, so late game they can probably join back up. But I think Blue 4's in a lot of trouble here because those two outside forces seem really content on staying in the outskirts, and that's giving Op4 a lot of maneuver time to do one of two things. Either hit this position and utterly annihilate this one group and then unify their forces and push in, or bypass that group and then just push into the base itself. Yeah, righto, Dream. I'm gonna also be curious to see if that 80 Alpha changes positions, but it's got a pretty nice Overwatch vector here. It could potentially flank any of these forces coming in. Also, I want to point out, this was the helicopter pilot that survived. He was able to steal the Op4 Vic, and now he's just driving it in. I hope he doesn't get blue on blued. Finishing up my coffee there. It's going to be a long night. We have a lot of pay-for-pain stuff to develop. It's going to be quite fun. Oh, yeah, no. Joining halfway in an OFCRA match would be confusing. You get all the action, but you don't get any of the context. So now we're seeing some Blue 4 guys firing at one of the Op4 groups pushing in. I wonder if that radio call out to command is going to push the remaining Blue 4 guys to pull in. It looks like they're pulling in half of their forces at either garrison to come in. That's an interesting call. You got these guys over here watching the road. I think they saw the car, but they might be thinking it's friendly because it has friendly markings on it, you know? But Op4 doing a really good job of surrounding the UN compound to do a unified attack on all fronts. But this defensive group right here is going to really stall the Op4's advance, which might give Blue 4 enough time to rally their forces and pull them in. But instead, we have this group that's pulled back here. And this group is also stopping to deploy over here. So maybe they're hunting. I think there's a bit of miscommunication going on within Blue 4. Because I don't see any other reason for that to be existing. But I think we're having the autocannon starting to fire, yep, at this defensive line to make these guys hunker down to allow for Op4 to continue pushing their forces up. So this suppression is going to really mess with this group. But it looks like this car was able to make it in. He rammed the gate. That's funny. So that's one more defender, but just look at this encirclement we're starting to see develop on this Blue 4 position. Bodies-wise, I think Blue 4 have a very, very slight number advantage, but otherwise it's still pretty even. But the deployment of Op4, we're going for a perfect encirclement on this UN base. But as long as they then attack all at the same time, then we'll have a perfect perfect encirclement strategy there. But I'm just worried about the Blue 4 flanks coming in, because now we're starting to see some movement to start getting them into the zone. So if they can outflank where Op4 is attacking from, I think they could actually envelop Op4 and take out a large chunk of people. If they catch Op4 units moving in the open on this encirclement. Hey, Pogo _ how you doing, man? FJB, let's take a quick look at him. Where are our friends at FJB? I know Ezio's on somewhere. There he is. All right. So, I mean, they've been doing well. They're on the outskirts side right now, so they haven't really been doing much, but at least we can say that they haven't had any casualties yet. But they're one of the groups that could fold in and help outflank Op4's advance here. But yeah, all right, Blue 4 is going to abandon that position and opt to hold the defensive line there, which isn't really what Op4 wants. They want more of an encirclement to take out that group first and then push in, because that's just going to make hitting the UN base that much more harder. But there are a lot of positions that I could see Op4 getting on and utilizing to fire into this compound, and if they can just capitalize on all of them at the same time, there are very few places where Blue 4 is going to be able to hide properly. Have a good night, Dream. No problem, Pogo. Always a pleasure to see you and the guys at... What is it? FJB. That's what I call you guys. Play, man. You guys are good players. It's good to see. All right, so we have one of the first OPFOR groups starting to get on the perimeter here. They're going to be a little ahead of the other groups now. They got to be really careful about attacking too early, because if they attack early and Blue 4 is able to turn and engage them quickly enough, they can be defeated in detail before other groups are ready. What that means is usually you use it against a superior force, but also with an even force, it can work at the same time. If one force splits itself into smaller groups and only attacks with those smaller groups 1 or 2 at a time instead of all groups at once, and then the other force just, you know, destroys them utterly because in that individual fight they have the number advantage, that's defeated in detail. So what we don't want to see is OPFOR start attacking with individual groups before the other groups themselves are ready, because that would put OPFOR on a bad angle. But it looks like we're starting to see the southern group ready up. We just saw some AT fire up at this tower where Skipu was in. He's now folding out. I do like the small aesthetics, by the way, that the mission maker put in this scenario. I'm always a sucker for that, because I know how painstakingly long it takes to set up those types of details. More AT going in, a lot of AT going in. They're just hitting all the buildings here for shock value, but that's pulling Blue 4 to come over here and look at this angle. And that is allowing these OPFOR guys now get situated, potentially flank anyone on the outskirts there. Did Skipu run out? Yep, he's down on the ground there as well. Looks like they also took the M2 down and they put it at the entryway instead of that rooftop to get it to be less exposed. But now as these opening groups are firing, you're seeing the other groups starting to push in aggressively to get closer, but we're seeing the marksmen starting to engage each other. Lemur just got shot, but he'll probably be able to get mediced up very quickly. Now, my opinion right now is, where is Blue 4's capitalization of using all the outskirts group to quickly fold them in at this point? Because these guys are pretty much getting surrounded. I don't think they realize the extent of how much they're getting surrounded at this point, but what Blue 4 Command needs to be doing at this point is folding in their forces. Now, let's see here. Vexen, he's in the compound, worth that 1 point, but Blue 4 Command itself is on the outskirts back here, which this is a pretty decent overwatch position. They get to see the southern side of OPFOR pushing in here, but this is just one part of the scope, so maybe they only see this movement here thinking this is where that attack is coming from, not realizing that OPFOR has pretty much executed a near perfect encirclement here of this objective. I'm actually trying to think, the last time I saw a perfect encirclement like this one, it's been a long time. So Blue 4 is not going to have anywhere to run at this point, but from a tactical point of view, this is the best strategy you can do on an objective like this, because all you have to rely on is your enemies trying to take cover from one attack, only to then flank them from a completely different angle, especially since this area has a lot of these rock formations here that OPFOR could get on top of to look over the perimeter wall and shoot at people. Thankfully, Blue 4 has these big buildings that give them a lot of cover points, so they can only engage area to area, but that allows for a lot of holes for other parts of this encirclement to then push in and take it CQC as other OPFOR groups commit Overwatch. The one issue you're going to have, though, is if some groups are overzealous, nice Huntai art round, by the way, and push up on their own, which we're seeing the Czech players do, led by Ziki, because, of course, really aggressive players here. I do like these guys. They could just get shot at by some of these fortified buildings and taken out immediately. Also, these this perimeter here, I think we have this right here for them to do enhanced movement on the crawl over. Or they could use an explosive charge to Demothin. Skipu just DC'd. He might have gotten taken out by some Overwatch elements in the compound, because he was on that tower and he folded into this building. But Blue 4, even though they got those reinforcements to come in, they are not in a good state. You're having that 80 Alpha starting to pull up as well, all because we're seeing a failure of maneuvering from these other Blue 4 groups here. Now, I think the right flank is going to start getting the idea. Looks like they're bringing the truck up to get the FJB guys loaded up. If they could find a position to start attacking the flank of any one of these OPFOR groups, they could get a lot of free kills in the open. But these guys, I mean, I see them turn around from time to time. They are pulling good rear security, and they do have AT, but OPFOR is starting to fold their forces in pretty hard here. And their BTR 80 Alpha is also getting lined up, and that thing will shred buildings with its HE. And yeah, good little placement of graffiti there as well, I do agree. But yeah, suppression from some of the outer sides of this encirclement as other groups push in like this. This is going to be brutal. Zicky taking some fire. It doesn't look like he got... Okay, no, there's a little bit of blood just hidden in the grass there. But I think they were boosting each other up. No, they deployed a ladder. So they're covering each other while they breach with the ladder. Oh my gosh. When's the last time you've seen some ladder breach play in PvP? That's awesome. They could have done the enhanced movement, but no, screw it. They brought a ladder, and they're going to use that damn ladder. It's nice. Little bit of desync going on. What just happened? Uh-oh. I think the BTR-80 started shooting in the compound and brought one of the buildings down. Now the server's hiccuping a little bit. But yeah, no, this showing the destroyed texture here. I would hate to see a server crash at this point. Server's rubber banding, though. If it was crashed, it would stop moving everyone entirely. So it is trying to catch up. But I think blowing this up just caused a massive amount of desync. Oh, that's going to suck. I think just this blowing up by the BTR-80 Alpha just caused a massive desync spike. It's going to take the server at least a minute to bounce back, unfortunately. Now we're seeing people getting stuck in place. You're hearing the audio from the BTR-80 firing. At this stage of the game, though, this is not what you want to see from either side, though, this desync spike, because OPFOR is too busy trying to micro their forces in, and BlueForce too busy trying to basically hold the line here. So you're starting to see people getting taken out as they, you know, desync across, and they're not going to see their shooters, and likewise for OPFOR as they push in. And it's not helping that everyone's moving around because this is the climax of the operation, in my opinion. So that's only going to elongate the desync spike. So I'm waiting to see if we see an admin try to say the global, everyone just hold their position for a second. We also have the 23mm that's been deployed up here. And Bluck's trying to drag it with the cords. So they can bombard that position from afar. What I'm worried about, though, is sometimes the server will start kicking people to catch everyone up. And if we start seeing people disappear... So it looks like the admins are aware of something. They're trying to change view distance, but it's not a view distance issue. It's just the server had way too many things happen at once. I think, again, because this blew up. And that, I think, triggered the desync spike. Just a lot of errors probably hit the server at once. Now we're seeing a permanent stay here. This is where you get really worried. They're lowering the render distance even more, so I think these holds are being caused by the admin just changing things for the moment here. Oh yeah, Arma 3 resource management's just a bitch. So Blue4 just tried to rush up the rear here. So they're disabling all the simulations to hold everyone. So I gotta wonder, what was that Humvee doing? And where did it rush from? Also, Blue4... Alright, vehicle simulation's been re-enabled. Blue4, yep, they're stuck up there. View distance changed to 200. Oh, God. So by forcing everyone to hold still, they fixed most of the desync to allow the server to catch up. I'm not gonna lie, I'd actually enjoy having a few commands like that, where if I see a desync spike, I can just hold everything in position. Alright, now the view distance needs to be increased because OPFOR cannot really see. They can't cover their other units at this range, but it looks like the desync has stopped. But we're seeing some Blue4 dismounts right here. Still some hiccups. AT still hitting that Vic. Now that desync's coming back online. I think it's just a bad day for the server too, unfortunately. Now, I will say this, though. This has been looking like for a while that it was going to be an OPFOR victory on this compound. The real fight would have been what the blue 4 units on the outskirts do. And it really does look like that OPFOR was going to win here, but I'm going to be perfectly honest, because we will technically never know because of how much this desync has affected the CQC here. Unless I see something. If I don't see this fixed, and even then, I mean, Blue 4 just lost a big group of units. That was all the Italian players trying to come in. They got taken out. This is hellish. Don, you still in chat? So it could have gone either way. We really won't know, though, until, you know, it plays out for itself. So when you have desync spikes like these, usually I nullify the prediction to technical issues, you know? I will say it was leaning to OPFOR, but there have been times in the past where we have the operation go, and then out of the last second, even if one faction's severely kicking the other one's ass, the faction that's getting its butt kicked still wins because they were playing the objectives properly. But in this case, OPFOR and Blue 4 would be tied once the two VIPs are eliminated in this compound. And then OPFOR can just turtle this area and have a number advantage and pretty much win, to be perfectly honest. But the desync, it's just too bad. And now the server's pretty much slowed to a crawl here. So what this shows, though, because they were disabling the simulations of everything, is there's something on the map actively giving script errors that's desyncing the server out. Because when they disabled the simulation of units, vehicles, and everything in here, it stopped whatever was giving those errors from giving those errors. So I don't think they're going to be able to fix it, to be honest. And that's a shame. Because I think we would have seen some really brutal and awesome CQC in this compound, and then Blue 4 would have done their best to go back. So I think what's also holding this out is people are disconnecting, and when people disconnect during a desync spike, it worsens the desync spike for whatever silly reason. So they've halted everyone's position again. So actually, I take back what I said. It might have just been because some people were desyncing out or destabilizing. It's really tough to tell, but we're not going to have a prediction winner for this one just because the desync's too hard and it's kind of changed everything. I wouldn't say it's become a cascading failure, only in the sense that because when people disconnect from a desync spike, it worsens the spike, and when the desync spike started, there was still a good few minutes of everyone moving around. I mean, Baku has to go. His people need him. Oh, now he's back. But I'll also say this. I mean, another reason and this is a good tell here, is we're seeing the ruins of the structures, but the structures aren't actually, you know, switching from their ruined state to this one, because what it does is it plays an animation and then deletes itself to allow for the new structure that's spawned in to be there. So that's not even initializing properly on the server side, which is why you have these really weird destroyed and not destroyed textures, which is just an indication of desync in itself. So I think the desync started when this blew up and it freaked the server out, but now you have all that set.
Love to see you going strong, Liru, less than 3.
Oh god, AT. But Drunk Firebell, Bear, sorry, Drunk Firebell, that's a funny one. Drunk Firebear, thanks for gifting Falcon a sub and 10. Thank you for the 43-month resub. Always a pleasure to have you drop by. I know you are really busy these days. I mean, these past 4 years have been busy for you too. You had a kid, like, you were prominent in TSB and then IRL took over, but it's always a pleasure to see you drop by, man. Hope you keep enjoying the operations. Hope you enjoy watching. Would love to have you back one day. Otherwise, cheers, have a good one. Keep living life, man. Seriously. You deserve it. But if they're not able to stabilize the server, what that's going to tell me is there is something just actively giving script errors that's freaking the server out. And then when they disable everything, it stops it from giving those script errors, only to then have them re-enable. But with this low render distance in the desync, it's going to favor the defenders because they're next to, you know, they have the cover and the walls and shit. And you're already starting to see OFCRA break down here. But as I've already said, we're not gonna roll the prediction. We're just gonna cancel it at the end of this match because how do I put it? There's two arguments to this. It's either I could just claim, well, that's Arma. And I'm going to be honest, that is a fair claim because Arma, once in a blue moon, regardless of what happens, will sometimes desync out because you'll have weird network traffic or something. They're claiming it's stabilized now, which it does appear to be that way. And I'm not seeing any desyncing out here. So it was just being elongated because the players kept moving and the people were disconnecting. So there wasn't any cascading errors, which is great. Because once in a blue moon, you will have something like that. You just got to be careful. This is why I also try to avoid scripted stuff in my missions. Because anything that happens, if a player leaves or rejoins a server at like plus 60 players in the server, it does get desyncy. So you got to be really careful about that. That dude just tried to RPG this man. It's funny. But you just got to be careful about shit like that, unfortunately. Getting into RP lately, have a ton of fun? Nice, 10. Just don't do what I do and get completely lost in the sauce. Alright, there's render distance bump back up to 2K. NASA, I think, just shot his teammate there. One shot, though, to the face while he was sprinting. That was a good shot. Unfortunately, it was his teammate. But still, a good shot nonetheless. And yeah, there was a lot of desync deaths. I mean, one entire side died to desync, unfortunately, so. Now you got that 23mm firing. But yeah, I think it was just something exploded. A lot of people were nearby, and the server just had a fit. And that just happens once in a blue moon. It's rare. Oh, God, now the 23's killing its own dudes, and the... Oh, that's not good. So a lot of OFCRA red on red here. OFCRA's making their last push. I mean, now, though, with that desync, that's allowed for Blue 4 to rally their forces here. We could actually see a Blue 4 victory, because now we've got forces on the flanks here slowly sweeping other forces that were coming in, then some red on red instances, and we still have this Blue 4 group in reserve. They're coming in on foot. I think Blue 4 might actually have this as a victory, but again, it's just because that desync allowed them to rally like that, unfortunately. Falcon, we'll end it at the end. Or we can end it now. Screw it, we can do that too. Feel free to end it, buddy. But anyway, the two arguments you can have as you know, a commentator for this stuff, for predictions, is you can either keep it and say, hey, it's Arma. But in my opinion, that would invalidate the polling system entirely, because you still have to have some level of fairness somewhere with your polls. You have to draw a line somewhere. Because if you don't, then it's just not completely fair in my opinion. AT just came up and hit this 80 Alpha. I think the gun's disabled. No, he can still look up with it. Okay, but that was weird. AT did hit that thing and it did nothing, which is funny. Medic and dead bodies, nice. So instead, when we do have those unexpected times where the server just craps out, I make that judgment call, you know, on the other side of the thought of it's supposed to be something rare. It's not supposed to always happen that way. In fact, the last time OFCRA desynced out was a few months ago. I remember it. It was a few months ago. But it happens. With any operation where you have more than 40 players, in my opinion, you are going to have a desync out on the server on a major event like this every few months. It's just inevitable. Yeah, Alex caught a rocket to the face. Unfortunately. But yeah, Blue 4 has control the top right of the map. They can now sweep around. Op4 have a major control of the internal area. So if Blue 4 pushes this flanking advantage, they can do some heavy damage. But we're having a lot of Op4 guys getting picked off in the open by Blue 4 marksmen on the southern building, or excuse me, the eastern building here. So we got the western building, the eastern building, and then all this Blue 4 group coming around on the side as well. AT4s are weird. Also, Ace changed their damage model with RHS stuff, but it looks like they're abandoning the BTR-80, I think because they're out of ammo for it, because I have seen them shooting everything. It's fair to cancel the poll. No, I agree, because, again, tech glitches aren't, they don't really make things fair. In my opinion, the tech glitch, I think, has allowed, again, for Blue 4 to rally their forces a bit more efficiently, even though they lost a squad to it. But that allowed Blue 4 to basically push in and get everything down. See, or Blue 4 would have dismounted earlier with that other group and be sandwiching on this other side too and completely enveloped Op4 in their encirclement, and it would have a lot less, we'd see a lot less Op4 players in the zone itself because Blue 4 was able to get that flank, but we'll never know because of that desync. You know what I mean? Oh, those 9 Baners. 9 Baners in PvP is evil. Oh, that is really cruel. Poor UN VIP is right here just trying to hold out. But Extreme Gamer, thanks for the 5-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, buddy, and if we get a nice kick out of this scenario. So they're doing their best to suppress that stairwell here. A lot of smokes going in to obscure everyone's vision. Fred just got hit by crossfire there. If you go up here and look left, you might get an angle on the UN guy as well. Lolo, were you Op 4 or Blue 4? Because if you were Op 4, there was a little bit of friendly fire going on. You were Blue 4 lead? Oh, I have no... Oh, yeah, you were. At this angle right here, probably, because Blue 4 had control of this area, so I would imagine you were friendly fired. Because Op 4 was all folded into the compound by then, and the Op 4 force that pushed in here was all taken out. It's okay. There's been quite a few instances of blue on blue and red, more on the red on red side, but yeah, no, you got more than likely blue on blue. So he's dead. 2 points to Op 4, but again, in my opinion, at least for the polling system, for the prediction, we've vetoed that for debug reasons. So they're actually shooting from afar, trying to hit Blue 4 up here. We just had some AT. I think Benares just hit a rock or a tree. Interesting. But we'll never know because of that desync stuff, so I'm going to get off of it. The freaking pilot with that SMG is just... Wow. Look at him go. Good on Sazgel here. See, at least instances like this, we know these are legit. Now he's running down. Unfortunately, he overcommits, but he was able to take out another dude before he was taken down by Alex. He should have been a little more systematic in that, because he ended up fighting an unfair fight with multiple people shooting at him, and, you know, he's only one shooter at the end of the day. Drunk Firebear on a roll here with those gift subs tonight. Also giving 1 to CSF Lolo. Hope you all keep enjoying the operations. Hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario, buddy. Yeah, you're right, because that heli... Well, I mean, I think that's a feature within the OFCRA mod set of they have survivable crashes like that, but that crash should not have been survivable in the first place, let's be honest. That should have been, like, he should be dead, because that thing just crashed, like, plowed into the damn ground. Huh. No weapons allowed. Ironic. So Goatland, he got hit a few times. He's squaring off with Callie and Juno here. Op 4 have control of the left side, Blue 4 on the right. Numbers-wise, it's pretty even, but Blue 4 has a squad of forces on foot coming back in. We're hearing some marksman rounds. Maybe that was on Pancake here who woke back up. Now I'm quickly trying to look for the Canadian special. Yeah, they've all died or disconnected. So I'd imagine his body is still in the AO here. So it would be 7 with 7. So it's just whoever controls this zone by the end. And we technically have another... We're at end game right now, but the desync carried out for good, 5 to 10 minutes. Don't you love doing what the opposite of signs say? Well, I mean, apparently you do. Did Oliver just... Was there a blue triangle down there? I'm trying to see if he actually just shot a friendly or if he was shooting at these guys. I could have sworn, but maybe that was the flag. Well, Falcon, I hate to be rude, but that's probably why you got banned from OFCRA for 4 weeks. Anyway. So some red on. Nope. Okay, they're being engaged by marksman. That's Ezio with that suppressed E-clan. This is such a Chad gun. He's on the multi, by the way, if you want to see it from his POV. See, that's different. Of course it is, Falcon. Of course it is, buddy. Numbers-wise, I mean, in this fight, we've got Op 4 having the number advantage, but once these Blue 4 guys get in, you got Op 4 command back here, too. They could get assassinated by this Blue 4 push coming in. You're seeing a lot of blind fire going back and forth here as Roland is knocked out. Another guy was taken out as well. Ezio now trying to turn around and look. Hey, Spasma TV. Thank you for the raid, my friend. What were you playing, if you don't mind me asking? All right, so Goatland, he was able to take Callie out. He's a one-man army in here. I always love this building when you have one shooter and then a bunch of Blue 4 guys trying to push him. Because this guy, like this one single dude, can work a lot of magic here. Look at all these bodies, for example. So he saw ARS up there. They're trying to engage each other. We need to see a Blue 4 guy fold in. Looks like Johnny Depp got stuck in the structure. He's now running around, but he could push into this building from this, this room from this floor, take him out. But now he's being fired at by a friendly. Now Johnny's gonna push. He's gonna catch Goatland reloading. And takes him out. Now you got Rigel pushing the outside. He was able to take Nort out, but Juno's coming around as Rigel is, I think, popping a fresh mag. Oh, but Rigel quick shots him. Good pickoff by Rigel there. You got Redley coming around, but now Benares and Ezio firing at Bluck as he's pushed in. Ilbenek is in a bit of a pickle because he's got a bunch of Blue 4 guys pushing him from the outskirts here. But Op 4, if Rigel and Haptu are able to come down, we could see the rest of Blue 4 knocked out, and then Op 4 might be able to hold the UN base. Arma 3 Vietnam Mike Force. Dude, that's a good choice, man. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey, you're partnered too. Nice, man. Hope everything's been working well for you. All right, Rigel coming on the outside. AR pulls out, manages to eat it as he tries to fold back in, realizing he pushed out a little too far of that building, only for Rigel to get his 3rd kill on the outside of this building. So, looks like Benares was taken out, possibly by Bluck here. Ezio also bleeding a bit, but Bluck has pushed him, finds the angle on Ezio, and manages to take him out. Great takeouts by Op 4 Command here. Ilbenek laying low as Blue 4 pushing him on the outskirts here, but Op 4 might just be able to get this victory out as Johnny Depp does the flanking action here and takes Rigel out. No, that was Hantu who pushed out. Rigel pulled back. Okay. So we're just down to only a handful of guys in this compound. Op 4 still have quite a bit here. It's this outskirt play that's really going to decide how much Blue 4 is able to push in here, but Ilbenek getting taken out by Anderson and Nicholson. We'll see if Bluck turns around. He's already looking back. He heard those gunshots. He knows because Ilbenek was in his group. He's not able to contact him now. So there are Blue 4 over there. So is he going to pull into the compound or is he going to try to counter that position? Looks like he's actually pulling away. possibly to fold in and assist in taking out these remaining defenders than deal with that outside group. But numbers are pretty even right now. Blue 4 more stretched than Op 4, but Op 4 has a very limited amount of players actually doing any work right now. Yeah, Reno, I'm ready for tonight. Hope you are. Yes, Lolo, the ammo depot got blown up within the first 25 minutes of actual gameplay, so 8 plus the 25, 8 minutes of safe start. Op 4 rushed that objective pretty hard. They did a good amount of recon, and then they pushed in and took it out pretty quickly. Still in the early game phase, too. Now you got Bluck running around. Bluck, you got to be careful about him because he's got that magnified optic on that M4. He could find an angle here. Blue 4, it looks like they're committing to trying to push into this area. Meanwhile, they're down to 2 guys over here as well. As you have Rigel, he's come up, but now he's focusing on these groups down here. So Johnny Depp might push and flank. Oliver looks like he's going to hold still. But the fortified guys in here might allow for Bluck to get on the flank and get some pretty nasty pickoffs here. And Spasma, I appreciate you dropping by. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to ask. And I will do my best to get them while I juggle all of this. Yep, FNF is tomorrow. OFCRA is every Thursday. FNF is every Friday. Wow, Johnny is medicing a dead body. And I think midway, he's on his radio because you see that T-FAR animation. Oh, no, Johnny. Johnny, no. Johnny, no. What a shame. So, whenever someone's down and you have ace medical, you have to check if you can drag or carry them, because if you can't drag or carry them, they're dead. That's how you know. If you can't drag or carry, don't waste your medical on them. They're already dead. That's the meta. And I hope Johnny watches this back and checks. Meanwhile, Bluck picking off Kilo and Danny here. Taking some return fire from Smith. He also ducks a shot from the compound. And he actually, I think, just took Bluck out. So Danny waking back up. Kilo still down. Could wake up as well. That flank is no longer viable. You're now having Kinu and Midway push this building as Oliver camps the bathroom. Ah, suppressed with a magnified optic in the toilet. Okay. Not what I would be expecting here. They're going to slowly clear that building out. Meanwhile, Blue 4 starting to push forces down. I'd say Op 4 have the number advantage at this point, but that could quickly turn around. I just heard Oliver give a suppressed shot. At least I think. Yep, nope, there's the impact. His gun's looking a little long for this. He should back himself up in the corner to give him some more room at least to aim. Because if someone rushes him by charging in on his flank, he's going to have to turn that gun a lot more than if he stayed back here and just kept the gun on the door. So a little close. Of course, if you're used to playing on a high sensitivity, it's a bit nullified. But look at that. Mr. White coming around, flanking Anderson as he breaches in. Nicholson also coming down. These two, I think they breached in on their own here. They were around on this perimeter, so I think they then folded in on the left and were taken out. Nicholson and Anderson could potentially both wake back up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. So Falcon is right. I think when we had that desync spike, some of the walls were taken out, but from my POV, it looks like the wall's still there. But I'm pretty sure... My question is he able to get the drop on Cheeseburger if some of the walls are rendered for us? But then again, if the walls are knocked over, at least for him, that would mean server side they're knocked over. Just our client side isn't. So those were inside this area. Ironic. I think Blue 4 planted those a while ago and set them on a timer. And they were actually able to get some knockouts here for that. That was definitely a Blue 4 satchel. But Blue 4 never touched this building either, so it was definitely a trap. That is the longest explosive trap timer play I've ever seen. Because the Triggerman is definitely dead, because all the original Blue 4 defenders are dead in this town now. Now you got Oliver firing from the outside here, or the inside through that window. He's trying to get some pickoffs. Unable to get any shots lined up. Midway taking some more shots. Doesn't get the headshot on him, though. Gaiden here, he's looking up at that window. Might be able to catch Oliver here. I think Oliver noticed him, though. But that gun is too long, and Gaiden just runs right under him. What are you going to do? Great grenade throw in there. That was a quick one. Now you're going to see a one-on-one on there, but that was a great bit of action back-to-back right there. Let's go. Let me go ahead and write that one down. Those of you new, I always like to write down the highlights so it makes it easier for me to go back and edit them out for the channel later. That was a great grenade. I'm not sure if, I think Oliver did take a little bit of damage from that, but you can hear Gaiden running in here. We're going to see a one-on-one. Gaiden above him. Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Bro just freaking Batman this motherfucker. That was great! Alright, so OPFOR bandaging up their remaining guys here. OPFOR pulling their groups back. We have the BTR-80 Alpha getting hits. And we're seeing forces going down to take the capture point. This is probably where the last bit of PvP is going to be seen. Blue 4 managed to get their Humvee stuck. They're trying to unstick it. That's what we call a ninja guy. Fine. I'll accept it. I don't think you're going to be able to get that one unstuck, buddy. You kind of got the... Yeah. Pretty sure that one's stuck. The Hedgehog's kind of wedged into that one, unfortunately. See, my question is, how did they even get it on this angle in the first place? Did they try driving it straight and then doing a wide turn and it just, like, ran up on it without the barbed wire popping the tires? Oh! Oh! That shouldn't even be possible. Welcome to Arma 3 PvP, where everything makes total sense. We have Batman murdering people. We have the ability to unwedge our vehicles off of Hedgehogs. Everything you know is wrong. Here in that BTR-80 Alpha continuing to cook off. You've got a few different defenders back here as the remaining Blue 4 guys push in. Now here's another question here. We've got the supremacy bonus in play. Let's count how many people are still alive on either side. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Fury just went AFK and he's just been out there this entire time. And then we have how many people in this car? 7, 8, 9, 10. So if OPFOR loses 5 more players, Blue 4 gets 2 points. But Blue 4, I think, is only down to 6 players. So if Blue 4 loses 1 more guy, OPFOR get 2 points. That's the supremacy bonus. Oh, now this wall's knocked over. Even though I don't think that was the same wall. No, it might have been. I don't know. Walls are walls. So OPFOR are back here now. Yes, Falcon, for the Pogot tonight, we are going to continue from last week's campaign. It's got a few fun elements in it, too. We'll see how things go. Now, again, I'm pretty sure that chopper crash was just a script, so... That was supposed to happen. It wasn't desync related. Arma giveth and Arma take it away. Yep. Welcome to Arma 3, the equalizer of everything. They're shooting back over here. AT just fired on them. That took one of them out. That would have been a direct hit then, because that was an AT4 with an HEAT round. So Cheeseburger just sniped a dude with, I think that was either an AT4 or an RBR. I can't see the launcher. But yeah, that man is toast. Gaiden, though, coming around here. Danny caught in a reload. Quickly adjusts it, and Gaiden's able to get the headshots here. Hope I'm saying that right. It's either Gaiden or Gaiden. So it's 1v2, but Gaiden, man, Mr. Batman. Let's see if he's able to continue. I'm worried about this perimeter wall because, you know, some people might not see that it's fully up. Some people might see that parts are knocked down. And then you still have these 3 guys that were bandaging themselves over there. And then you have this 5-on-4 play. By the way, actually, no, Dan didn't fully die, so the supremacy bonus isn't in effect right now. It's only if he actually dies off. But let's quickly look back here at this 5v3 fight. This is what's probably going to seal the deal for Blue 4. They're camping the rooftops here. Dog taking the high ground as Op 4 are slowly pushing up this area. You're hearing grenades being thrown, so Blue 4 knows they're up here. Or they're downstairs, excuse me. Wonder if Coney's going to throw grenades up there. Looking back real quick, we've got Cheeseburger. He might start administering medical. Gaiden, meanwhile, checking bodies. He hears Anderson hears Gaiden's movement around. So they're both in the same building. Looking back, you're seeing the initial firefighting here. Looks like Blue 4 just lost a guy, so there you go. Officially, Op 4 now has 2 points. Grenade gets thrown out. That's going to injure David. He quickly goes prone to negate that shrapnel damage, because when you go prone, you negate a lot of grenade damage here. David getting some backwards headshots on Daedalus. He finally goes down as Flip for Flap now looks up. David's caught in a reload, though, so he's unable to get Flip for Flap. He quickly pulls back, realizes there might have been a shooter on the left or right. David then pushes, overexposing himself on Flip for Flap as he then immediately gets down. What an interesting firefight this is. Grenade gets thrown, caught on the opening there. It's a smoke, though, just to obscure movement. Op 4's down to 3 players here. They lost another guy some time ago. So it's a 2v3. Op 4 has to be careful, because if they lose a few more guys, then the supremacy bonus will also go to Blue 4 as well, keeping the game tied. I don't think it's an issue, Lolo, on quote-unquote being a PvP expert. I think it's just a matter of sometimes you will get headshots in this game, but Arma will not register them because the hitboxes can be a little funky. I've seen people get shot in the head and just tank the rounds, and that dude wasn't even wearing a freaking helmet. So it looks like Gaiden found that other guy and was able to take him out. I believe this is his body right here. And now he's looking for Cheeseburger, but Cheeseburger is a very good player himself. He's walking. Roasted Greek potatoes, please, Boo. Yes. So it's Bloodwing's turn to make dinner tonight. You're just asking me if we want French fries or roasted Greek potatoes, and I will always go for that ethnic option. Is this a new battlefield? Yeah. Gaiden putting some shots down on the ground, realizing that these are all friendlies. He's like, hey, how are you guys doing? I've been doing all the work for the past 10 minutes. Why don't you guys pull some weight? All right, Op 4. I mean, Op 4 have the number advantage here, so if everyone pushes in. We also have Rigel, who's been doing a really great job. He's trying to get on the rooftops here. This is a really smart flanking play, because he might be able to catch Dog out of position as David wins that one firefight against Flip for Flap. Rigel, yep, just tried to find the angle on Dog if he's patient, and Dog holds his position. Great grenade throws by Mr. White as well. Unfortunately, they're being caught. Dog might look over. He's tried to put some shots down on Dog. That blows his position. Dog immediately gets down because he knows he can just camp that one zone. Oh, he's going to be aggressive, though. But when he's prone, he can't see over that area. He'll be able to see Rigel's head before Rigel will spot him, though. That'll give Dog the opportunity to potentially pick Rigel off.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
I think he's exposed now. Rigel, I think, saw Dog for a brief moment. Dog trying to readjust. It's just not enough. If he was crouched, 20 minutes remain. This will be over in 5. All things considered, you got Cheeseburger still alive. 4 Op 4 guys here. So let's see. 4, 5, 6, 7. So if 2 more Op4 guys die, then Blue 4 get the supremacy bonus. But David just bled out. I think he was trying to bandage, but he took too much fire in that firefight with Flip for Flap. Oh, and Dog gets knocked out by Rigel because he overexposed himself. And Mancha looks like they're going to wrap it up early, just calling that it's going to be 8 minutes remaining. I do agree with that because at this point, we're probably going to see a win by elimination. Dog wakes back up. Rigel, I think he just saw the movement, so he's staying here. Dog's going to pull back and quickly do a bandage. Mr. White needs to cautiously now move up. He might find that David is unconscious, but I don't think Op4 knows just how many Blue 4 guys are alive in this compound here. Do they still do the arm flap thing? What, you mean the ragdoll? Yes, sometimes that still happens. Meanwhile, you got Murdy unconscious. Alex might work on him, but Gaiden's leading tackle. Whoops. As they're trying to come around, but Cheeseburger laying low here. He cuts left. Gaiden, I'm not sure if he saw that movement. These two are about to run right into each other. Cheeseburger needs to check left immediately. Runs right to Gaiden. Gaiden moves past, and Gaiden gets the kill. Switches to a secondary, immediately looks around. Now I need to see the double tap on Cheeseburger. What did you just put down? Oh, he's switching guns. I think because he ran out of ammo and realized he didn't have a secondary mag to pull. Oh, shit, he's putting his stuff on, too. And there goes Cheeseburger. So that is that objective cleared, UN base secured for Op4 here. Blue 4, meanwhile, still on the 1v2. Dog is just going to camp this final area. Op4, they've got 4 guys there, the 5th, a 6th, and 7th. So Op4 still having 2. Rigel pushing up. Honestly, Rigel just needs to pop grenades up here and he'll be fine. Rigel might see something. The antenna. Oh, and he gets headshotted. I think that's GG. So again, officially Op4 wins, but because of that desync spike in the mid-game, right at the climax of this scenario. I was thinking it was going to be an Op4 victory anyway, but we already avoided the prediction because of that desync throwing everything out of whack. I think Blue 4 still had a chance in that desync spike to counter and do that encirclement, but that's it. There are no more Blue 4 left on the map at this point. Let me just quickly fact check that. Skull, unconscious. Yep, GG. All right. So here is the deal, guys. Rest of the day at 8 p.m. we will have... Yeah, they literally got everything they could on that round, so that was great. But it was close. 1-6. One more, and they would have gotten 2 more points, but again, it was the supremacy bonus that pushed them up. And the compound was worth 4. But 8 p.m., we're going to have a Zeus up. It's going to be with Pog, a quick hour and a half up. I'm not going to do TM tonight. Instead, we're going to show off some pay-for-pain mission development. And you guys are going to witness some custom composition creation, as well as I'll show you guys the menu and how I'm going to structure that operation for Saturday. So get your wallets ready. And Plinko is going to be up for grabs as well. So thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. I'm sorry, Spiky. I got to work. But otherwise, cheers, guys, and have a good one.